exit plan, making an exit plan. This is prioritizing you. Yes, it's not always going to be easy. Yes, it may pose some challenges and some discomforts. Absolutely. But do you have to fall to it? Do you have to bend to it? No. One of my mantras is that even in the midst of storms, you can still find beauty in it. Even in the midst of thunder and lightning and destruction, you can still see creation forming. They go hand in hand. And that is going to be the difference between you experiencing elevation, you experiencing ascension and expansion, and another person who's still living like a victim, who is still unwilling to go through what's necessary for you to elevate. Mwah. Thank you, son, for the roses. I see them, right? Allow the unknown to occur. Allow yourself to embrace, right? Just because it's raining doesn't mean you have to cry. Right? Just because it's the season of sorrow doesn't mean you have to be sad. Just because you are in a season of isolation and solitude does not mean that you have to be alone. You are never alone. Never alone. Never alone, right? May the flowers remind you why the rain was necessary. Oh, Amanda, that's beautiful. Let me say that again. May the flowers remind you the rain was necessary. Oh, I feel that in my soul. Thank you for sharing that, Amanda. That's beautiful. I love that. Mrs. Jules, thank you so much for the follow, right? Right? Ashe. Another reason why many of us are still justifying people's poor behaviors towards us or allowing ourselves to act poorly and unbecoming is because we are weak-minded and weak-willed. And everything I say with sincerity. Everything I say is with sincerity. Even if it's going to cause you to ouch. Even if you have to say ouch. When you are weak-willed and weak-minded, you are operating from a place of lack. You are operating from a place of low standards, no boundaries. You are operating from a place of servitude. You're operating from a place of ignorance, right? Because anyone who has the ability, right, to think for themselves, to make decisions on their own, to be able to cognitively see things coherently. Peace, Stefan. How are you, my love? How you doing? Right? Those individuals are not weak-minded and weak-willed. Those individuals are not easily swayed and persuaded to succumb to another person's poor behaviors towards them. It doesn't mean that you are cocky in it, but you need to be confident that you are able to make wise, informed, intelligent decisions where anybody isn't just going to bamboozle you or unrighteously or unjustly manipulate you into thinking that you don't deserve to be treated with respect, treated with honor, right? Weak-willed and weak mind. Are you operating from your own mind? Who's controlling your mind? Are you in control or are they in control? Right? Who's controlling your decisions? Are you empowered or are you disempowered? Right? It's a choice. Weak-willed and weak-minded people will always allow anyone anything and everyone to come into their life and wreak all types of havoc. Right? Do y'all understand that? And Alexandra, how are you, my love? Right? And I don't desire you to be weak-willed and weak-minded. You should not be easily manipulated. You should not allow a man, a woman, a friend, a boss, a co-worker, an associate, your children to manipulate you and convince you that you don't feel how you feel. And in most cases, especially when you are being disrespected, you don't allow a person that is strong-minded, right, informed intellectually, do not allow someone to use reverse psychology on them. They don't allow nobody to flip the script. Even if they sound real, fly with it. Let me tell you something, because you have people that can finesse a conversation. You have people that can finesse you out of your confidence. You have people that can finesse you out of your free will, your free thought. You have people that are convince you that you're the one that's crazy, that you're the one that's overacting, that's overacting, that you're impulsive. You have people thinking that people will make you think that you're the one that's unintelligent. You'll have people will have you thinking that you're not intuitive, that you're not spiritual, that you don't sense what you sense, even if you're unable to articulate it. They know. They know. But you know what else they know? The people who you allowing to disrespect you and dishonor you and abuse you in many ways, you know what they also know? They also know that you are weak-willed and you're weak-minded. They also know that you will allow their poor behaviors. They know because you have allowed it time and time and time and time again. They know that you're now in your 5th year of repeating something you don't stand on yourself. They know that you're not standing firm in the boundaries that you once set. They know your boundaries are weak. They know your intuition is weak. They know your confidence is weak. They know your self-esteem is below 8 feet deep. They know that you don't have a mind of your own. They know that you don't have intelligence. They know all of these things. Why? Because you've been acting like it. This is what you're showing them. This is what you're showing them. There are individuals who are out there that can smell your weakness. They can sense your insecurities. They can sense your bitterness. They can sense your dysfunctions. They can sense your lack in all of these things. They can sense your codependency. They can sense your desperateness. You stick out like a sore thumb. It's like a pheromone. It's like a dog whistle that only dogs can hear. And you are unknowingly blowing it loudly. You're loudly saying, I lack confidence, come abuse me. You're loudly expressing, verbally and non-verbally, that, hey, I need you in my life so you can approve me, so you can accept me, so you can build me up, so you can teach me and guide me because I'm unable to do it myself. You're boldly saying, I am weak-minded and weak-willed. I'm easily manipulated. I'm easily influenced. I'm easily swayed. You can come on over here and abuse me. Because the only thing I'm going to do is keep repeating myself because I've become a parakeet. The only thing I'm going to do is keep yelling at you. The only thing I'm going to do is keep talking to you and talking to you and talking to you and talking to you. When are you going to allow your actions to talk for you? Because that type of person is not weak-willed, is not weak-minded, and they are not easily swayed. That type of person have the confidence, the self-respect, the self-full love, the gratitude. That type of person has the confidence and the integrity to not allow anyone for any reason, for any amount of dollar. Your boundaries should not be for sale, as my good friend Gumbo says. Your boundaries should not be for sale. Your standards should not be for sale. Your negotiables should remain your negotiables, and your non-negotiables should remain your non-negotiables. What they say these days, period. Period. End of the discussion. Because some things is not up for debate. My self-full love, not up for debate. My reservoir of self-full love is not up for debate. My integrity is not up for debate. My standards are not up for debate. Make sure they're righteous and just. My confidence not up for debate. My awareness is not up for debate. It's not a dialogue, baby. This is not a conversation. Sometimes, yeah, there needs to be a dictatorship. There needs to be a dictatorship. Me dictating to you what you will and will not do. That's it. No discussion. Now, what we can discuss is how we're going to go about having fun, enjoyment, how we're going to have these conversations. But what is not up for discussion is me telling you how you're not going to continually disrespect me and dishonor me. How you going to act, how you going to continually act like a fool. Another one of our reasons why we become so desensitized to people treating us poorly, right, is because we have misguided perspectives, right? I done met and have spoke to several young ladies that make all type of excuses, justifications, rhymes, reasons as to why they are still given every ounce of energy, every ounce of love, every ounce of grace, every ounce of body they can find for them to slap next, willingly offering it to him after they continually show them they're undeserving of it. I haven't seen him in 7 months, but that's my man. I love him. He doesn't prioritize our relationship. That's my man. He makes me cry more than he makes me smile, but that's my man. I'm going to have patience. I'm going to have grace. Why? Because well, none of us is perfect. We're all human. That is really a unfortunate justification you give yourself and you have convinced yourself of. Same goes for men. Yes, Sheila, it is sad. Crying, tearing, the man disrespects you, the man flirts and this, the man don't acknowledge you, but that's my man, right? In all type of entanglements, that's my man though. I'ma stick by him, you know. He talked to me crazy. Well, I talk to him crazy too, so it's only right that I allow him to talk to me crazy. He goes upside my head. Well, sometimes I can be, deserving. Sometimes I get fly with the mouth. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 years later. But you have self-respect. You have self-full love. You have integrity. No, you become desensitized to allowing that man or that woman to treat you poorly. You have become so accepting and so used to making all types of excuses, justifications, rhymes, and reasons as to why you're accepting that man or that woman's poor behavior. People pay attention to what they prioritize. People make time for what they prioritize. And if you are not making time for you, you're not a priority in your life. If your so-called man, woman, significant other, spouse, husband, wife isn't making time for you, you're not a priority in their life. It's just the simple truth. You don't respect yourself as much as you think you do. You don't honor yourself as much as you think you do. You don't value yourself as much as you think you do. And then many of us are hooping and hollering, I'm single, I'm single, I'm gonna remain single, I'm gonna remain celibate. Yeah, that's absolutely grand. But if you inwardly, actually, and it's okay if you desire to have a significant other, baby, hooping and hollering about how celibate you are and how single you are and how you're gonna remain those things is not a flex. Because the choices that you're choosing to be single in isn't helping you. What are you doing while you're single? Are you reprioritizing you? Are you really doing the inner work? Right? Like, what are you doing? We have accepted so many lies that we told ourselves is sickening. It's sickening, it's destructive, and you're not kidding nobody but yourself. You can pop all that hot shit you want to. You can finesse any conversation you want to. You can intellectually talk about the foolishness that you talk about, baby. But when it's you and you, them tears ain't lying to you. Them tears ain't lying to you. That hopeless feeling ain't lying to you. This discouragement that you feel ain't lying to you. This sorrow that you feel, this inadequacy that you feel isn't lying to you. So you can keep on putting up a facade. You can keep coming on this worldwide internet, propagating lies. You can continually wear the mask, baby. But if you think eventually that mask ain't gonna start wearing you, you're sadly mistaken. Because at some point in time, you got to take the mask off. At some point, you got to take the mask off. I mean, how many of you shower with your clothes on? A lot of y'all claiming y'all doing inner work, but y'all doing inner work with layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of clothes on. And you think you getting clean. You think you getting healed. You think you washing yourself of something. How you think you cleaning yourself stepping in the shower? It's an oxymoron philosophy and concept. How you think you going to bathe with your clothes on? And we're soaping up the clothes. We're soaping up the clothes. Yes, some of the spots on your body may get clean, but what about the other parts? What about the other parts? Right? And so it's definitely time. Undesensitize yourself to people's poor behavioral treatments of you. Sit down with yourself and reprioritize you. Pay attention to the things that you have allowed in your life from the people that are in your life that are not serving your higher purpose, that is not really there for your overall elevation and expansion, right? Realize when you're still in traumatic suffering, right? Realize when individuals are traumatizing you or adding to that trauma. Realize when other individuals are still living in their trauma. Realize that you have some emotional things you need to resolve, some unresolved emotional addictions and attachments that you need to resolve. Because if you do not sit down and take time for yourself and prioritize you, guess what? You're going to keep on allowing people to treat you in certain ways. And remember what I said, what you feed will gain power, and what you starve will lose its power. The more you feed a mental program, the stronger that program gets. The more your body becomes on autopilot and responds to it. So no longer are you the mind, the body is the mind. Now the body is dictating what you're going to do. This is why some of our affirmations don't work, because you don't understand what mental programming is. You don't understand how the engine makes your car run. We don't understand behavioral sciences. And I'm not saying that you have to be a philosophy in all of these things. However, understanding certain philosophical principles would allow you to have a deeper understanding as to why you keep justifying people's poor behavior in the first place, why you feel so stuck, why you feel like you're in quicksand. Meanwhile, you're saying, help, help, help. Meanwhile, you're saying, I want to get out of this. Meanwhile, you're saying and knowing that this is unhealthy. Why do you think people stay in unhealthy relationships, toxic relationships? Why do you think people stay connected to individuals who are constantly disrespecting them and dishonoring them? Understanding how your mental works is going to give you the answers so you can start reprogramming. You cannot form a new behavior, right? Until you change the mental programming. What do you mean by mental programming, Venus? You have programs within programs that over the years you were conditioned by, right? And now that condition has become stronger because you kept feeding it by repeating it, now it's on autopilot. So the minute you want to go left, your mental program say, we're going right, because that's the direction we're used to going in. You have a mental program for the way you brush your teeth. You have a mental program for the way you dance. You have a mental program for the way you perceive love, receive love, and give love. You have a mental program for the way for the way you behave. You have a mental program for the way you put on your clothes. You have a mental program for the way you dress, what you choose. You have a mental program for how you decipher. You have a mental program for the way you drive. You have a mental program for the way you walk, for the way you talk. You have a mental program for everything. And if you do not understand what's driving your behaviors, you're not going to change them. And I know many of us have heard the term or the concept in philosophy that it takes 21 days to form a new behavior, right? But until you understand where that new behavior is created from, you're going to continually repeat those behaviors. The stronger will always win. This is why affirmations don't work alone. You can verbally speak all the good things you want to until you turn blue, and it's not going to work because your frequency isn't aligned with that. Your programming isn't aligned with that. It's not strong enough. You have to keep feeding it. You don't keep what you don't cultivate. You don't strengthen what you don't feed. Many of us are feeding the same programs, the same beasts, the same people, the same behaviors that we dislike, that is unbeneficial, that we seek to destroy. And you're not understanding why you keep doing it. This is why it's important to take time away from the foolishness, take time away from the entertainment, because you could play all the games and you want to, all the games in the world that you want to, baby, but you should not be a game that you play with. Your mental stability should not be a game you play with. Your health should not be a game you play with. Your life should not be a game you play with. Your sanity, your peace should not be a game you play with. Okay? Some of us need to go back to school so we can get re-educated. because a lot of us was educated with this Eurocentric programming and philosophies that was never created for us in the first place. And so what? We keep going around in circles and circles and circles, right? Because of these philosophies and these programs. Your behaviors is created from your mental programs. The strongest of those will always come into manifestation in various forms. So if you are wondering why you yourself may be allowing people to treat you poorly in any way, shape, or form, it's time to sit down, because deep inside you have a program to say that says you're undeserving to be treated better. You're undeserving of respect. You're undeserving of love deep inside. It doesn't matter what you agree to or not. It's all the programming. Your thoughts leads to your feelings leads to your emotions leads to your actions, your behaviors, and your behaviors and actions, which you're constantly willingly choosing, creates your reality. It creates your environment. Your habits create your habitat. I'll say it again. Your habits create your habitat. And a lot of you are miserable in the habitat you're living in, but you're constantly blaming other people, places, and things when you're the only one that can do something about it. It's no one else's responsibility to rearrange your house. It's no one else's responsibility to bring order in your life. That's your responsibility. Because people are going to do what they do. If you allow them to come into your home and demolish it, guess what? That's on you, my love. That's on you, my love. This is what do you think free will and power comes from? No one can violate your choice. You willingly have to give someone permission to do whatever it is they're going to do to you. You do. Even if you're presented with two choices that are not beneficial for you or not favorable to you, you still have the right to choose. You can choose either or you can create a new choice. Yes, sometimes the environment may not be conducive. Who told you that you have to choose the lesser of two evils? You don't. That's foolishness. Oh, this person is wicked, but that person is wickeder, so I'm going to choose the wicked person. Do you know how foolish that sounds? This situation is crazy, but that situation is crazier. I'm going to choose the crazy. Do you know how foolish that sounds? Gavin's read. I thought change would happen. I took too long. No, it's still time. As long as you're able to type something on that screen, as long as you're able to comprehend what I'm saying, as long as you have breath in your body, it is never too late, my love. Never too late. Because you're either going to get it here, experience it here, or you're going to get it and experience it the next lifetime. Why not do what your purpose to do in this lifetime, in the now? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. And let me just give you something. I know who I am. I know many of my divine purposes, right? I know in what I'm doing. I don't just believe certain things. The only reason you was attracted to me, all of you who are in this live right now, you were attracted to me because you are currently in the alignment that I'm in. And let me tell you something, it is a phenomenal energetic frequency to be in. Phenomenal. Right? Because I am very in the knowing of my energy and frequency. I only align with individuals who are in alignment with me. And if I come into contact with individuals who are not in alignment with me, I know how to remove myself or distance myself or return to sender. You don't attract any other way. Everything and everybody, every situation that comes into your life for divine reasons. It is up to you to discover what those reasons is. And we don't know what we don't know. This is why you need to connect with individuals who are who is an expert in whatever area you want to grow in and evolve in, and get the information you need. Individuals that is going to remind you of your higher self, your higher purposes, because if you're not doing this, you're doing that. If you're not doing this, you're doing that. If you're not doing this, you're doing that. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So ashe to you. Ashe to you. Now cultivate it. Take time to cultivate it. Even if it's set it aside 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day to start. Take the first step and cultivate it. This ain't church, baby. I'm not here to hoop and holler and stroke your ego or stroke your emotions or get you revved up only for you to, baby, I ain't coffee. I'm not a sugar high that's going to crash 2 minutes later. That's not the purpose. Cultivate this. You don't keep what you don't cultivate. You have to feed the things you want to grow, the things you want to blossom, even the people you want to blossom. And some of those people, places, and things, you need to start starving. Start starving your addiction to want to be attached to certain energies and frequencies and toxic ass people and start starving your unhealthy addictions to people, places, and things, no matter what place that they hold in your life. Start starving them. How do you do that? By start feeding yourself. Because the more you feed yourself, the more you remember who you are, the more you raise your elevation. Guess what? It means the more you are giving your energy and your frequency to you. It's making you a priority. It's making your elevation and your ascension a priority. So guess what? If most of your energy is now focused on you, focused on healthy conversations, focus on being in healthy environments, focus on listening to things that are going to help you instead of hurt you. Guess what? The less you are giving energy to all of those different things, which are unhealthy addictions, the more you feed you, the less you feed them. The more you feed you, the less you feed it. Start starving everything and everyone that is unhealthy, even if they are in the next room from you. Make a way. Make a way. No excuses, no justifications, no rhymes or reasons. Make a way. Because at the end of your day, the end of your time here, guess who's going to pay? You. And aren't you tired of paying for shit that you didn't purchase on your own? Aren't you tired of bearing the weight of other people's shit and stupidity? Aren't you tired of bearing the weight of other people's silly ass decisions in your life? Even if that person, I respectfully and sincerely say this, even if that person is your spouse, even if that person is your significant other, even if that person is a mature child in your life, even if that person is a coworker, even if that person is an authority figure at your job. I can't stand saying bosses, right? Managers, whoever. Even if there's always a way. And if you need some guidance, hit me up. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to be on the phone with you for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, you're going to have to invest in yourself. Yeah. You're going to have to invest in yourself. Your ROI is determined by what you invest in. You're always going to get a return on your investment. You're always going to be investing. There's always an energetic exchange. You're always going to be investing something. And in this land, in this realm, yeah, even the fiat is an energy exchange. We're not immature to think that we're going to continually get, and not have to give something. It's about give and receive, give and receive. It's about polarities. You understand what I'm saying? However, even if it's not me, find somebody else, but invest in your self-development. Invest in your self-development. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Marvin. I appreciate you. Yes, we are our own greatest love story. We are. We are. We are. We are, my beautiful souls. Well, y'all not my beautiful souls, but we're family. Beautiful souls. It's time. Please stop playing with your life. Miss Jules, thank you so much, my love. Please stop playing with your life. Because just as evident as you see all of these people crashing and burning and being exposed before you, don't think that you're excluded. Please don't do that. Please reprioritize you. Please stop allowing people to treat you other than how you should be treated. And that's with respect. That's with honor. That is with integrity. Right? That is with infinite divine love. And if you have to relearn what those things actually are, then invest in doing so. You cannot form new behaviors. You cannot gain higher perspective. You cannot rise in higher conscious awareness if you're not investing in information. Right? External information is good, but when I mention information, I am always talking about your internal information first. But many of you do not understand as of now how to tap into your infinite reservoir of sacred knowledge, because you are unaligned energetically, you are unaligned mentally, you are unaligned spiritually. Start choosing you first. Start choosing you first. If you got to stop buying coffee for a month, stop it. Is coffee more important than your life, than your breath? Because if it ain't, act like it. If your car is not as important as your life, act like it. Because some of y'all be quick to go get gas in a car, go quick to maintenance the car. Meanwhile, you got all type of red lights within you going off. All types of red lights, all type of signals going off. And you just completely bypass that. That was pretty. I like that. That was awesome. Thank you, Miss Jules. Infinite gratitude, my love. Right? You'll be so quick to go help somebody else. You'll be so quick to just shoo out, hand out the money. Like, aren't you more important? Priority. Where are you on your priority list? Some of y'all pay thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for secular education, and the GED ain't worth nothing no more. A PhD, and I'm not saying this is no digs for all of those who got PhDs and degrees. I have a degree myself, right? I don't lead with it, but I'm telling you a fact. It doesn't mean as much as it used to mean. It doesn't have that much weight as it used to have. And when you understand, right, and if you do your research of why these institutions was built and created in the first place, you can relate to what I'm actually saying to you, right? How many schools actually taught you about metaphysics? How many schools actually taught you in depth about genetics and epigenetics and quantum physics, quantum mechanics, right? Our spirituality. How many of these schools actually taught you trades and stuff like that? Because they took all the trades out of the schools. They stopped that a long time ago. Do you think that was by coincidence or happenstance? How many of these schools actually taught you about your actual physical makeup? outside of the foundational things. Biology, how many of them actually went deep, deep, deep within it? How many of them actually taught you how powerful you are? How many of them schools and them degrees they offer put you in a position where you can think for yourself, think on your own, know that you are powerful, know that you are an infinite source of creation, know that you are a divine magnet that can attract anything and everything? How many of them schools taught you divine wisdom? How many of them schools taught you that you can literally attract anything and everything if you just energetically align yourself? No. What they taught you? Chase, 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 chase. Beg, borrow, steal. Knock your brother and sister over the head to get by. Survival, survival, survival. Meanwhile, you got some of them sitting back in the office relaxing. Offer your labor. Because you don't have the information that you need. And this is why one of the main reasons I teach self-mastery. I don't teach money. I'm not against those who do. I don't teach specifically about relationships and dating. Yeah, I can teach about all of those things. However, what is at the core of everything and all of those things? What? You. Soul self-mastery. Because until you understand and start operating and practicing mastery, soul self-mastery, mentally, spiritually, metaphysically, energetically, right? Guess what? Nothing much is going to change. Nothing much is going to change. Those of you who have an eye to hear, hear. Those of you who have an eye to see, see. How many of these institutions taught you that you can hear without hearing, that you can see without seeing, that you can taste without tasting, that you can smell without smelling, that you can sense without feeling? How many of them institutions taught you that? How many of them institutions actually are teaching you according to the essence of who you are and how to position yourself? None. Facts, Gavins, none. It hurt, but I had to walk through. Ashe. Ashe, Miss Jules. And so it's time for us to start investing in ourselves. It's time for us to start relearning, reprogramming, and reconditioning. It's time for us to stop feeding unhealthy addictions. It's time for us to start gaining a higher state of conscious awareness. It's time for us to start elevating. It's time, especially, no offense to my beautiful gods and brothers and divine masculine, especially to my goddesses, my fellow empresses, my sisters, the divine oracles, the mothers of this planet, the mothers of creation. Especially, I'm talking to you. It is time to rise. Tap into your goddess frequency, your whatever it is. Tap whatever you call it is. Some of you like being called queen. Tap into your goddess energy. This frequency is rising, and yes, you play a part. Contrary to unpopular belief, you have a responsibility to help raise the divine feminine frequency. I'm not talking about feminism. I'm not just talking about you being a woman. I'm talking about that you are inherently gifted with a profound frequency, and that is the dominant feminine energy. Mother Nature, Mother Universe, Mother Earth, you have a responsibility to help raise that frequency. And I know many of you don't want to hear this, but men carry a frequency too. You are a nurturer by nature. You are a spiritualist by nature. You are a divine oracle by nature. You are a healer by nature. You are a leader by nature. You are a provider by nature. You are a teacher by nature. Stop with this foolishness about you're not going to help men evolve and grow and expand. If you take your damn feelings out of it, you'll be okay. If you take away, you thinking every man that enters your life is a husband, is your husband, you'll be okay. Maybe then you'll be able to differentiate and decipher whether that man is coming into your life for you to help raise the frequency. It's not just about him. I'm so sick of all of these foolish ass conversations. These center men. Let them go. Let them this. Don't you know they are you? You are them. How can you so easily disregard them? And most of us women are in a positions of hurt and pain and discouragement and being abused and used because you put yourself there. Talk about accountability. Talk about responsibility. You forgot who you are. One of your purposes was not to sleep with every damn man that got a damn penis walking around here. Your purpose was not to fall in love with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that come in your life. Your purpose is greater than that. Your divinity is greater than that. Your purpose was not to sexually manipulate or sway or seduce every man that comes into your life. Where's the discipline? Where's the knowing? How can we so easily jump on bandwagons to disregard men? Do I condone the misbehaving, the things that they do? Absolutely not. But guess what? I don't condone a lot of our behaviors either. Everybody gets smoked. Everybody needs the knowledge. We are all a part of an infinite oneness. He is you and you is him. We are one. Stop this foolishness. Stop condoning and stop supporting and stop feeding this foolishness. Stop it. It's sickening. And many of us have sons who we love. We have uncles who we love. Stop the contradictory. We talk about keeping it all the way a buck. You're not keeping it a buck with yourself. You in pain just like the people you talking about that's in so much pain. You're in disillusion just like the people you talking about is disillusioned. How can you speak of how intelligent and how educated you are in all of these different areas, philosophy and science and biology? And I know the makeup of men and women, and I know men and women. I study men and women. How can you tell me anything, how you a philosopher and a teacher and a student of life, and you don't even understand what you're saying or what you're doing? And you are divine feminine. You are not standing in righteousness. You are not. Because pure righteousness don't degrade, it don't demean. Yeah, it may hurt your feelings. Because the divine infinite truth does hurt sometimes. Infinite facts does hurt sometimes. But we don't easily discard and throw away. That's like chopping off your left arm just because it got a little dirt on it. That arm can still be so useful. Clean it up. Clean it up. We have to stop this foolishness. We have to stop jumping on the bandwagons of stupid shit that smell good, stupid shit that sound good, because you're only operating out of your hurt and your pain. How can you teach divine spirituality? How can you teach physics? How can you teach these things, all the beautiful sciences that we created, and you are hating your brother? I'm not saying that you have to condone the shit that he do or she do. I'm not, you hating your sister. I'm not saying that you have to tolerate any of that shit, but hating them, having contempt for them, discarding them in ways to say, just get off the earth, just get off the planet. Anytime you vibrating that low, you're not vibrating high. You're not in. You're not vibrating with infinite love. You're not. You're not. You're delusion if you think you are. Should we understand male and female psychology? Yes. Should we understand basic physics? Yes. Should we understand chemistry? Yes. Should we understand the natural differences between men and women? Yes. We should understand all of those things. Absolutely. But it does not mean that you have to hate and spew hatred and contempt for them. That's what purity isn't. That's what righteousness isn't. It's not contempt. It's not hatred. It's not shaming. It's not unrighteously, unjustly judging. It's not unrighteously and unjustly manipulating. It's not any of those things. And my wish and my hope is that for all of you who understand certain things and who are ready to elevate and expand, I encourage you, stop feeding people, places, and things that you know is unrighteous and not right. Because what you can never convince me of is that you don't have intuition. If you are an infinite being, if you are a human being, what some people like to say, you were born with a natural, cosmic, intuitive system. You know when something isn't right. You know when something is wrong or right. When you know. We're choosing to ignore it for a multitude of selfish reasons. However, you are going to be held accountable for every decision, every action you make. Every. Do you understand what I'm saying? Knowledge doesn't need to be weaponized. Yes, it don't. It don't. And if we're saying, and for those of us who are teachers and educators, right? Because we all have certain gifts and talents and skills, certain purposes that we were supposed to be doing and living out that experience on this round, right? Be accountable and be responsible for that, right? And if they're not being responsible, you be responsible. You be confident and courageous enough. You be spiritually inclined enough. You have integrity and honor enough to know that, you know what? I can no longer condone this. Some of y'all have male children. Y'all have sons. And the disgust that is coming out of y'all mouths is so hateful and disgusting. Some of you men have daughters, aunties, mothers, and the disgust that comes out of your mouths is so hateful. It's so hateful. There's a difference in bringing awareness and educating from shaming and having contempt for. There's a huge difference in that, my loves. Let's be more responsible. Yeah, there are always going to be those who do that over there. However, what you cannot say is that you don't know better, because you do. Let's more of us start acting like it, right? Okay. So right now, you all have my undivided attention. You are more than welcome to ask me any questions. Do share your perspective. What was something, what was a takeaway within this lesson, this discussion that we spoke about, justifying poor behaviors, or if you just want to share your perspective. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, whether it's on within the title or whether it's just a random question. You have my undivided attention. In Wati land, my Wati family. If you have any questions, pop them up in the comment section. I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer to answer your questions. Facebook land, the same goes for you. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comment section, and I'll see them and respond to my ability. Amanda says we all have a responsibility to be the change we wish to see in the world. Ashe, we do. And it is foolish to think that we don't. Thank you so much for the follow, my love. Is that Kylie or is it Kyle? I'm not sure. Let me see. I don't want to butcher your name. I think it's Kylie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your attention. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate the taps on the screen. I appreciate you all so very much. A couple of announcements before we get into the questions. Rise of a Goddess virtual university resumes 3/3/24. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to click the link in my bio. We have our own website, our personal hub that we navigate through. Is beautiful. It's up and running, so you can just check it out before you decide to invest. It is exclusively for women. I also, the next month, for those of you who are new to me, I give an exclusive monthly masterclass. It used to be every Saturday, at every last Saturday of the month. However, I am changing it to every last Friday of the month. So we're going to start doing these master classes. Like, I come before you at least once a week and do one of these free trainings, free lessons, and I share my expertise and knowledge with you. However, every fourth Friday, I do an exclusive masterclass. It is a $17 investment. But I've always gotten great reviews and feedback from those lessons. Those are lessons that I teach offline. I don't teach them on Facebook. Most of them, I don't repost. And if I do, it's snippets, but you get exclusive access to me, and it's more intimate. I love those settings because it is more personal and it is more intimate. The masterclass I'm going to be teaching is about sacred actual exchange. Just put an S at that actual. I don't want to say it because TikTok is sensitive. So it's sacred actual exchange. I'm going to be teaching and giving you and pertinent information that you really need, especially when it comes to us exchanging sensual and actual energies, right? We're going to be speaking about soul cords, soul ties, all of these different things, and how, it's especially a lot of us think that when we break up with somebody, we break up with them. No, most of us are still dealing with other people's traumas and emotions and ancestral karma. And so we're going to be going into depth about a lot of those different things and what happens. This information you absolutely need. So if you're interested, click the link in my bio. You'll see it. It's the first tab. It says S.E.X, sacred actual exchange. That's what it stands for. And that's what we're going to be covering. Curve Appeal, I appreciate you too, my love. Django, how are you, my love goddess? I wish all sisters was on the frequency you're on. Well, there's always going to be a duality. You're going to have the negative and the positive, the up, down, right, left, positive, negative, feminine, masculine, yin, yang. However, infinite gratitude for your kind gesture. I appreciate you. More of us are rising. I would say that to Django. More of us are rising. More, and this is why, one of the reasons why I created Rise of a Goddess Academy, because we need more cells. We need more tribes that are righteously educated women, that are righteously coming together, right? Because you got a whole lot of cliques here, a whole lot of cliques there, and it's doing nothing but leading our young empresses astray. And so the more of us women that invest in ourselves, invest in right knowledge, right information, righteous, conscious awareness, and elevate, the more we can make an impact in this world. So that's another reason why I created Rise of a Goddess, exclusively for women. Because we need more of us. There's not enough of us doing these things. You got a whole lot of nonsense and activities of groups and groups and groups of women that are on this low vibrational toxic frequency. And it's no one, just like I said, um, no one can violate cause and effect. Everything we do does affect us in many ways. It affects the atmosphere, it affects the universe, it affects plant life, it affects nature. Everything we do, because everything is frequency. And whether you know it or not, the energy that you emit, the energy that you radiate, it affects you and others in many different ways, right? And so that's just, not to get deep into that, but that's one of the reasons why I created Rise of a Goddess, because we need more fellowship, more healthy fellowship between women. We need more education. We need more atmospheres and platforms where we're not gonna stick a lollipop in your mouth, where we're not going to condone you acting like a victim when you're really the victor. However, we are going to exude and display and act compassionate and empathetic, but we are not victims. It is high time that we rise, and it all starts with us making a decision to do something about it. Tasha, how are you, my love? I'm glad I came across your live tonight. I'm following you. Infinite gratitude, my love. I appreciate you. Make sure you come join us. I come here at least once a week, and I do teachings on various different things, all things self-mastery. If you want to, at your leisure, you're more than welcome to visit my YT, channel over there. I have some things that are over there that, that are not on TikTok and different, and especially because when I actually do these teachings, like most times I actually show a presentation, right? I actually put together a presentation for you, and only when you're on YT can you view the presentation. Tonight I didn't do it, even though I'm going live. But typically I do a presentation, because when you subliminally feed yourself, right, your program, you changing your program is just increases. It just makes it better, like 3 times the charm. So you're hearing the teachings, you're seeing the teachings, right? And so subliminal messages are powerful. So the images and things that I use also helps to amplify your energy and enforce the lessons that I'm actually teaching. So if you want to, just, even if you don't, just show your support and just, hit that subscribe button. It's free. The name is All Things Self Mastery. All Things Self Mastery. My YT channel is All Things Self Mastery. If you don't want to type that in, you can just simply click the link in my bio. I have a link there that'll shoot you right over there with ease. Just hit that subscribe button, be a part of growing things that are healthy. And that's what you can do. I will soon be on Spotify, Tasha. I am actually in the process of I have joint forces with someone, that collaborating with someone that I respect, that it has the same mentality that I have, that have a lot of the same information. And so I do have a podcast that's coming out. You'll start seeing the flyers really soon. It is called You and I Verse, Universe. It stands for You and I Verse, because this is our universe, and we are the university. We are all things excellent. We are all beings excellent, right? And so we are the first philosophers, the first educators. And it's high in time that we start leveling this frequency out, right? Because right now it seems that all of in the context of what I'm speaking, the negative is highlighted, the unrighteous is highlighted, like, and so it's time for us to play our part in balancing this thing out, right? Helping the universe, because whether you know it or not, the universe is undergoing a great shift. The earth is undergoing a great shift. We hear about these things. We have been hearing about these things, and we're undergoing, like, we're actually in it. And so why not be a part of it? Why not be on the right side of it, because you don't want to be on the left side of the chaos, my loves. Y'all don't. Right. So we're going to do something about it. So I actually have a podcast where we're going to be streaming on all of the, I'm not like podcast savvy. I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teacher and I'm an educator. So I do know one of the platforms we're going to be viewing on or showed on is Spotify, Apple something, and all the other streams we're going to be on. So you can look forward to that. It's called UNI-verse universe. U.N.I.verse. I just think a lot for sisters like you, y'all, for the win. Ashe, thank you so much to Django. Infinite gratitude. So if you all don't have any questions, I think I mentioned all of the announcements. Oh, if you're interested, if you like reading, I'm also a self-published author. I was one of my books hit bestseller on Amazon a few years ago. I'm still excited about that. For 2 months, 2 months straight, I was best-selling author on Amazon. That's a big thing for those who know about self-publishing. Being a bestseller and keeping that up, right, for even a week, that's like a big thing. So I am also a writer. And the last book that I published is Attracting What and Who You Desire. It's a short read, yet powerful and profound. It's going to be in book form soon. However, it is available in a PDF. A lot of what I talk about, the metaphysics, the energy, the hermetic principles, attraction, manifesting, things like that. A lot I go into detail in that book. It's 11 profound chapters, and it also has exercises that you can start applying what I teach in there. So if you're interested, click the link in the bio. It'll lead you to it. It's Attracting What and Who You Desire ebook PDF. It spells it out. Just take a moment and do that. It's gonna help you tremendously. If you apply what I teach, it's going to help you tremendously. So if you don't, I talk about mentalism, correspondence, the law of gender and rhythm and polarity and magnetism, the vibration, all of these different things. So the more information you have, the more you can grow, right? Remember those steps I started saying you need to start investing in yourself. Amanda Sander, this has been such a powerful and plentiful conversation. Thank you so very much for your time. Infinite gratitude, my love. It's always infinite love and divine enlightenment to you always. I appreciate you. And I love you, and I definitely mean it. Why? Because I understand that you are me and I am you, and I truly love myself. I cannot love myself if I don't love you. We understand this higher level consciousness that we on, and this is what I teach, and this is what I've been teaching for 15 plus years. I'm definitely not new, and most of you who have been with me and supporting me through and out of these years, y'all can definitely see my growth and new information that comes to me. I am also on a journey of self-mastery. I too am included. I too have to do everything that I'm teaching. And as a matter of fact, to me, my teachings are always for me first, because we always need reminders. Our reminders need reminders. And so my lessons are always directed towards me first, because I don't think I'm above you. I mean, there are some folks that we are just superior to, because there are some folks that are just, I'll leave that for another intimate conversation, exclusive or off air. But there are soulless people walking around here. Okay. There are some people that the divine are superior to, right? We're going to call it like it is. I don't do humble. I don't dim my light, my intelligence, my confidence, my integrity to appease nobody's insecurities. I don't do humble. If you do, that's on you. Congratulations. I don't do servitude. I don't do being subservient just to make you feel good about what you lack. You either shine bright as me or about face forward march, or you can either put on some shades. You got some choices, but the choice you will never have is me lowering my light, dimming my light, lessening my shine and my confidence and my intelligence and my gifts just to make you feel good. So we don't do that over here. Ashe, Tasha. We don't do that over here, okay? We do not. Our journey of self-mastery is never over. You're absolutely correct. It isn't. And so most people is still very new to the term and the concept of self-mastery. However, I've been saying self-mastery for 15 plus years. It's not new to me, but it is starting to become more polarized. So you do have a lot of individuals speaking about self-mastery and mastering self. However, when I tell you I do what I do, I do what I do. I didn't just get into this, right? And so self-mastery is not all about you mastering something and then it's just like, okay, I'm good in that area. No, remember what I said, you don't keep what you don't cultivate, right? And what that means is that I've mastered certain areas to the point where certain emotions don't control me, I control it, right? That's what it's all about, right? It's all about continuing to, because there's infinite levels within infinite levels. Just as nature and the seasons of life move in, through, and out of each other, right? From winter, spring, summer, fall, it's on a cycle. It's a beautiful life cycle. So we are always going to be continually evolving or continually devolving. The choice is always yours. Me, there's no other choice for me. I'm evolving. Okay, this devolving thing, that don't feel too good. I was on that road before. I was on that road before. Okay, there's all type of unnecessary detours, all types of turnaround, all types of it's all types of hurt, all types of pain, all types of stuff. It's all types of everything that I do not like. Okay, so whenever I see that road, okay, that say devolving, I go in the opposite direction. We do that. We evolve over here. Evolution for 109. Evolution for 109, Alex. Okay. Okay. I think give me ascension for 500, Alex. Okay, because descension, no, thank you. Oh, y'all funny. Y'all definitely funny. Oh, shucks. You know what? Let me close out. Give me a second, TikTok. Okay, I've been rambling on. I don't see any comments in the section for my YT family or my Facebook family. Infinite gratitude once again. This is All Things Self Mastery show, episode, podcast, whatever you want to call it. We just got finished discussing justifying poor behaviors or becoming desensitized to poor behaviors. I am your host and your educator, and now your favorite self mastery mentor and solutionist, Venus Agoddess. Until next time, because I never say bye. Until next time, infinite gratitude and divine enlightenment to you always.